We here at the JIS send our love and best wishes to the people of the Caribbean and North America who have been impacted by Hurricane Irma. We take this unfortunate event to remind our citizens to prepare for natural disasters such as hurricanes. For tips and other information, visit odpem.org.jm. Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson, your host for today's show. We have a lot lined up for you, so please stay with us.
Business owners, during the hurricane watch, check your emergency inventory and restock if necessary. Dismiss essential employees temporarily so they can secure their personal property before returning to duty. Be ready to execute your plan.
Good day, I'm Carrie-Ann Smith and this is your GIS News for Monday, September 11. 4 guns have been recovered and 2 men arrested as the Joint Command in the Mount Salem Zone of Special Operations continue to secure the area. On Saturday, 2 men were taken into custody, one a wanted gang member and the other remanded in connection with the discovery of an AK-47 assault rifle and 5 live rounds in the community. During the ongoing operation in the community, the Joint Force also seized 2 homemade handguns and a Sig Sauer 9mm pistol. To assist with the continued fight, Zoso Communications says 70 additional police officers have been deployed to Mount Salem. The officers have each been equipped with body cameras. Meanwhile, the Legal Aid Council's Mobile Justice Unit will be making 2 stops in Mount Salem this month. The first stop will be on Wednesday at the Mount Salem Community Center, and the second will be at a Justice Fair on September 27 at the Mount Salem Resource Center. These stops have been included in the unit's scheduled visits for September and are intended to provide the community with legal aid services and guidance on a range of civil and criminal matters. Executive Director of the Legal Aid Council, Hugh Faulkner, says legal services form a critical part of the program of social intervention strategies being advanced by the government in the community at this time. He says the administration is ensuring that these services are available to persons who need assistance of a legal nature or who may have any concerns about their liberty as the security measures are carried out. And scores of residents from Mount Salem and its environs benefited from a 2-day community services fair this weekend. The fair is one of the initiatives of the Social Intervention Committee of the Zone of Special Operations. Residents received free health checks and accessed several government services from agencies such as Heart NYS, Passport and Immigration, RGD, and TRN. The Tourism Product Development Company Limited, TPDCO, has implemented a new short route for rafting trips on the world-famous Rio Grande River. The new 90-minute rafting trip, which becomes available on September 18, is in addition to the legacy trip of 2 or 3 hours. This new short route will begin at Rafters Rest and end at Shutover, eliminating the need for persons to be escorted from Rafters Rest to the previous starting point at Berrydale. Rio Grande, which is known as the birthplace of rafting in Jamaica, has maintained its status as a premier rafting experience for visitors and locals to Portland. The slow scenic tour of the river is led by licensed raft captains who are trained in first aid and CPR and possess excellent swimming capabilities. Additionally, the River Rafting Authority and other government agencies ensure that all laws and regulations are observed. Persons are being warned that there are stiff fines for intentionally smuggling plant-related items into the country. The warning comes from Chief Plant Quarantine Produce Inspector Sanil Wilson, who was addressing a recent GIS think tank. She says it's important that travelers to the island adhere to the law and declare all agricultural products in order to avoid the introduction of foreign pests and diseases that could threaten the agricultural sector and the environment.
Be it tourists or be just a regular Jamaican coming home, especially returning resident, if you intend to carry any plant or plant products into Jamaica, you require a permit, and we ask, and all the permit will tell the exporting country is what is the requirement for taking in this plant and plant products. If it is that persons are found to be intentionally bringing in items, it ranges from 50,000 to all the way to 200,000.
Travelers are required to declare seeds, meats, plants and animal products and byproducts, and the declaration must cover all items carried in checked baggage, carry-on luggage and shipped items. And finally, a range of local and regional public and private sector stakeholders will be taking part in an upcoming conference to highlight how geospatial technologies can be used in maintaining national security and public safety. The inaugural Geographic Information Systems GIS User Conference is being organized by the National Spatial Data Management Division in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Senior GIS Manager and Trainer at the division, Simone Lloyd, says the conference will be used to examine and promote the use of GIS on a more extensive basis.
It will be a platform to facilitate networking among policymakers, leaders, and other members of society to ensure that best practices can be discussed and employed to ensure that our varied strategic objectives and mandates are met.
Ms. Lloyd was speaking at a recent GIS think tank. The GIS User Conference forms part of a series of year-long activities to create awareness around geography and celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Land Information Council of Jamaica. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, Pathway to Prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Catch up on the latest news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister next.
Successful staging of Zoso Community Services Fair. Prime Minister pledges support for regional countries hit by Hurricane Irma and celebrates 55 years of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Lorraine Mendez.
We will have the RGD. We will have the Passport Office, PICA. We will have the EOJ. We will have representatives from the Tax Office for issuing TRN. We will have representatives from SEC and HART, and we will also have their various health services.
The Zoso Community Services Fair was held in Mount Salem, St. James on the weekend. Before the two-day event, Prime Minister Andrew Holness convened the first meeting of the Social Intervention Committee at Jamaica House. During Tuesday's meeting, he told committee members that their main focus must be on community and peace-building initiatives. Prime Minister Holness also urged them to continue to engage and build the confidence of residents. And the Social Intervention Committee began its work in Mount Salem on September 3, with Prime Minister Andrew Holness announcing a back-to-school fund. The fund was established to help parents offset the cost of their children's education. Money will also be provided for parents to get school identification cards for children living in the zone. The fund is being administered by the Community Intervention Committee and the Joint Command.
We will be meeting with the guidance counselors for them to identify students from the zone who are in need, and so support can be channeled through the schools to the students. Parents who are in need in the community, after being assessed, will also be assisted directly. So we are doing everything within the zone to ensure that all children of school age turn out for school. And we will continue to support them to ensure that they stay in school.
The Andrew Holness-led National Security Council on Tuesday instructed the Jamaica Constabulary Force to review its systems of data collection, collation and reporting on crime statistics. The directive follows the uncovering of an error in the murder statistics reported for Mount Salem, the first zone of special operations. Meanwhile, the National Security Council says notwithstanding the data error, it was justified in declaring Mount Salem the first zone, given the relevant legal criteria, intelligence and strategic and operational considerations. This past week found Prime Minister Andrew Holness offering Jamaica's assistance to Caribbean countries affected by Hurricane Irma. In a statement on September 6, Mr. Holness revealed that he had made contact with the leaders of the affected countries. He said CARICOM had been briefed by the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, which had sent out first responders to affected nations. The Prime Minister also disclosed that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs had made inquiries into the welfare of Jamaicans on the islands impacted by Hurricane Irma.
I want to commend you, to compliment you on your 55th year of service to Jamaica, and I want to encourage you to continue to hold the flag of Jamaica high, which you literally do. You are the flag bearers of Jamaica.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness addressing those gathered for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade's 55th anniversary exhibition. While thanking foreign service officers for their work in making Jamaicans' lives better, he called for greater opportunities to expand trade and increase initiatives to attract foreign investments.
If you spot an investment opportunity or you use your initiative and see an investment opportunity, work out the protocol to formalize that, which I'm sure you have already in the ministry, to pass it to JAMPRO or whatever. But let's find more leads to investment. Because just relying on the bilateral to bilateral is not going to be enough.
And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. We return next time with more of the news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister. Cancer, stress, high blood pressure. Guard yourself against these potentially deadly conditions by eating healthy. Give your body long life with foods such as low-fat milk, dried and fresh peas and beans, unsalted nuts and seeds, fresh vegetables, fruits and coconut water, and eliminate processed seasonings such as seasoning salt, soy sauces and ketchup. When it comes to meats, remember to remove the skin to reduce the intake of fats and oils. Meats should also be baked, steamed, grilled, or roasted. Fish is also a preferred protein option. To eat healthy, fill your body with a variety of foods from all the food groups. And remember, eat at a slow pace and in small bites to help aid digestion. This helps to maintain a healthy, balanced, and nutritious diet, strengthening your body to ward off illness and prolong life.
This food source is low in fat and high in protein and is packed with important vitamins and nutrients that can lower blood pressure and reduce your risk for stroke. Watch this next feature to find out what this power food is.
We all love our protein, chicken, beef, pork, but how often do we eat fish? Is it only at Easter time or when you're at the beach? Incorporating more fish into your diet can be very beneficial to your health. Compared to red meats and poultry, fish has far less calories and cholesterol.
It's the saturated fats and the trans fats that our bodies use to make cholesterol. And fish and seafood have very little saturated fat and trans fat. So in truth and in fact, that makes it a very healthy source of protein.
Fish also has iron, which is important for good reasoning and memory, iodine, which can prevent mental problems in children, and selenium, vitamins and carotenoids, which are antioxidants. Who knew that we could get so many nutrients from fish? And that's not all. Incorporating fish into our diet can even reduce the chances of developing certain diseases.
Studies have in fact shown that people who have a higher intake of fish compared to other meat sources have less heart disease, they suffer from fewer mood disorders, and they have less cognitive decline with age, so less dementia.
This is due to omega-3 fatty acids, a nutrient that is only found in a few other food sources, such as walnuts and flax seeds. But oily fish, such as sardines, tuna, mackerel, salmon, and trout, are excellent sources of omega-3s and are readily available at your convenience in supermarkets. So we want to add fish into our diet. In what ways can we do this?
So escovitch fish is one of our favorites. Now the onions and the carrots and the vinegar and the pimento, that's all fine. But we don't want to do a lot of deep frying. Deep frying adds calories. Nothing like a nice steamed fish, a nice roast fish. And when you roast your fish, you can stuff it with wonderful vegetables like callaloo and so on. So we have to find other ways. Many of us have broilers as a part of our stove and we've never utilized it. We don't know how it's used. And that gives us, I think, the closest taste to fried without adding a lot of oil.
So we've got different styles of cooking the fish, but what about flavor? Jamaicans love adding salt, but fish is already salty. Wouldn't that be too much sodium?
If we utilize other things like lime and lemon juice and or fresh seasonings or scotch bonnet pepper or onions or scallion, we can make our fish flavorful without adding a lot of extra sodium.
That sounds really tasty, but watch out for bones. Make sure to debone fish before giving your children. Even if the fish is bought deboned, check for fine bones with your fingers. If you're not careful, you could end up with a medical emergency. The recommended serving size per week is only 8 to 9 ounces of fish, or 2 to 3 servings per week. With an array of health benefits and a variety of ways to cook it, don't miss out on this lifestyle choice. Make a positive impact on your health by adding more fish to your diet.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Original.
If we are going to truly express our political freedom, we have to get our economic freedom. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has an important role to play in this new thinking of aligning our foreign affairs with our economic interests. Because we have this very high debt, which limits what we can do to stimulate economic growth and create jobs, we have to employ other strategies to grow, that is, to gain our economic independence. An important strategy has to be how we attract foreign investment. Critical strategy. How we expand opportunities for foreign trade. Let me put it in this way. We're a democratic country, we have our political independence, we are free. But if we do not grow, if we do not secure our economic independence, we will not be able to provide for our citizens in the way that we would like. And that will lead to problems which we are seeing now: crime and violence, social exclusion, and a constant threat to the rule of law. A justice system which cannot respond as we would like. Infrastructure that is deteriorating, and an increasing inability to be resilient and respond to natural disasters.
No one is above the law. We encourage all Jamaicans to join the fight against corruption, organized criminality, these nefarious activities that stymies our country's progress. I want to encourage all Jamaicans to call. We have a secure line, 1-800-CORRUPT. Call anytime, and we will treat the information received with the highest standard of confidentiality. We need your help. We want to elicit your support.
Call 1-800-CORRUPT. That's 1-800-267-7878. Be the change. Report corruption today.
Fly like eagles, soar like dove. They don't know.
I am Charmaine Doyle Clark, and I am a records clerk.
Daniel Flaneur, and I am a training assistant.
Serena Brown, and I am a maintenance technician.
I am Pierce Amos, and I'm a financial transaction processor.
Men and women who have been changed through the Citizen Security and Justice Program CSJP, which uses a multi-sectoral approach to crime fighting. The program, which began in 2001 under the Ministry of National Security, has made job skills and entrepreneurship training more accessible for at-risk youth through their labor market attachment and employability program.
I remember was the soul on a cold. We had a one-room shack and the living was low.
Regular corporate Jamaica might not be so willing to embrace our youngsters because of certain negative stigmas that are attached to them. However, what the CSJP does, we take them through a suite of positive engagements, trainings, internships to get them ready for the workforce. Since 2010, over 18,000 youngsters have benefited from this component, whether it be from vocational skills training, employment internships, job placements, even tuition support.
These four are among the many who have benefited tremendously from the Employment Internship Program, EIP.
A lot of these persons were unemployable. They didn't have the necessary communication skills. For example, how they answered the telephone was inappropriate. The dressing was also inappropriate. A lot of them were shy and afraid to come out and speak openly. And I realized after the exposure, be it through the workshops or the internship program, they became more confident in going out there and meeting people and doing their job.
Well, I received training in secretarial management, and also this so far it has helped me to become more dependable, more organized, more focused, and it also helped me to further my education to be a better worker in the Ministry of National Security.
I would like to say to CSJP, thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity of becoming a young man that I never was 2 years ago, and learning how to become a man, learning how to accept society as it is, and helping me to understand what the work world feels like.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful and thankful for the CSJP program, because if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for it, I don't think I would be able to be in a setting like this.
Some of the things that he has done, like for example, as a training section, we deal with all training for the staff at Statin, and one part of that is overseas training. And so we have a lot of forms to fill out, but he has also looked at forms that we have had and have come to me with ideas, and he have changed the form and upgraded the form. I did not ask him to do that. We couldn't ask a better worker.
You have the skill, but you don't have any experience. So coming here as an intern, working for about 8 months was great because I've learned to do every single thing. And I attached myself, I was attached to each tradesman, and that's how I began to learn all the different trade areas. here at the British High Commission.
Working with Serene is very interesting because Serene don't just do electrical here. Serene is on everything. So if painting is going on, Serene is on painting. Carpenter work is going on, is on carpentry. And if I should go back to choosing an institution, I'd probably look for CSJP to put me on that path.
Youths who don't have a job, youths who may have a skill but are unemployed, CSJP is that organization that seek out to reach out to that individual, helping them to know that, hey, I can allow you to get some amount of apprenticeship. I don't think I could have done it without God and CSJP.
We found that youngsters who have benefited from our program have been also appreciative of what the CSJP has done for them. Many of them have said that CSJP has literally saved their lives. So we know that what we have at the CSJP is quite a robust, quite a comprehensive and a transformational program.
For more information on the work of the Citizen Security and Justice Program, call 906-9644, 786-0338-9 or 979-2597. You may also visit their website at csjp.gov.jm or follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
Success is my destination.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program, transforming lives through social intervention.
I say you need to win it, you rock with it cause I'm focused. Every opportunity I get, I never waste cause I'm a champion, I'm a fighter.
Yo, this is We're committed to reducing the impact of disasters occurring in Jamaica. We're ever ready to assist you before, during and after a disaster. But everybody have a role to play, so make we work together and follow the plan. Whether rich or poor or where you come from, hurricanes affect everyone, so be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Be prepared. Listen to OPM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
And that's how we close out today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Be sure to join us again tomorrow around about the same time right here on this station. If you can't wait to view our offerings, we're available 24/7 online. jis.gov.jm, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. See? Lots of options. We also have a mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.